Hello and welcome to the book thing. My name is Mark and today I'm what the f am I doing? Okay, for a bit of context, the state of Utah has banned a whole load of books from appearing in school libraries, one of which is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And MJ over at Reading This Life is organising a protest, basically to read this book in the month of September as a means of showing protest to the banning of the book. And censorship does not sit right with me. It hasn't sat right with me back since I was 15 years old and a very stroppy teenager who really wanted to see Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs but couldn't because the Irish Board of Film Censors refused to grant a license for home video, so I couldn't see it. And I have always felt very uneasy about censorship, especially if it comes from a place of puritanical, pearl-clutching censorship. I just feel like it's a whole lot of people who don't like a certain thing and want to make sure that you don't get to like it either. And I always feel that it's a little bit hypocritical and disingenuous as well, because it tends to come from people who, you know, are fine with sex and violence as long as it's a form of sex and violence that they approve of. So as a result, I'm going to take up the call from MJ at Reading This Life, and I am going to read A Court of Thorns and Roses, a book I have no interest whatsoever in reading. If you've seen any of the reviews I've done on my channel, I tend to be pretty positive about the books that I read. That's not because I'm not a very critical person. That's because I actively try and not read books that won't appeal to me, and especially books that are just not for me. And this falls into that category. It would be like me going into the lingerie department of Marks and Spencer's and looking around and saying, well, none of this fits me particularly well. No, it's not meant to. But here we are. I also feel really uncomfortable with things being bashed by middle-aged guys like me that are usually intended with teenage girls as an audience. They like to throw this sort of gatekeeping backlash at things. You know, Twilight was one of those things that they had issue with. They tend to deride music that is aimed at teenage girls as not being proper music. And that sort of gatekeepery mentality doesn't really sit right with me. But that being said, even though this is not for me, I am going to be reading it, and I will be honest. And look it, I am going to approach this with a completely open mind. There is every chance in the wide world that I am going to absolutely love this book. So I'm going to approach it with a completely open mind. And I'll let you know what I think of it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'd like to also thank everybody for bringing me up to having 100 whole subscribers now. I never thought that many people would sit and watch the nonsense that I talk, but apparently you are all out there, and I'm extraordinarily grateful to you. If you like what you see and you haven't already subscribed, please do consider hitting the like and subscribe button. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and take care.